Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to learn actual Brayton cycle. In previous lectures we have seen Brayton cycle. Now let us understand this Brayton cycle and various processes in this Brayton cycle. Now in this Brayton cycle the very first device is compressor. Here there will be a compressor. Here C stands for compressor. This compressor compresses gas from condition 1, that is atmospheric condition. Condition 1 is atmospheric condition, to the condition 2 reversible adiabatically. Means this compression is reversible adiabatic compression. Therefore very first process is 1 to 2 is, we can say, reversible adiabatic. Reversible adiabatic is also called isentropic compression in compressor. Now after compression, now compressor, we can say the compressor is work consuming device. Means this compressor will consume external work, that is work of compressor, that already we have seen in previous lectures. Now 2 to 3, the heat is supplied in combustion chamber. Here CC stands for combustion chamber. Now from 2 to 3, the heat is supplied in combustion chamber, and this process is constant pressure process. Therefore second process, that is 2 to 3, is constant pressure heat supply. Constant pressure heat supply in combustion chamber. Right. Now once the heat is supplied, the system or the condition or the fuel or the gas inside this system reaches to the maximum temperature, that is T3, maximum temperature, which is called T3. Now after this, after heat addition, this air is passed through the turbine, where it is reversible adiabatically expanded in turbine. T stands for turbine, where turbine produces the work. Therefore turbine is work producing device, that is positive work. Right. Now here from 2 to 3, it the gas or air expands in turbine, reversible adiabatically. Therefore we can say third process, that is 3 to 4, is reversible adiabatic. Reversible adiabatic is also called isentropic, reversible adiabatic expansion in turbine. Now after that, the last process is 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection to the surrounding. Constant pressure heat rejection. Right. That means we will take atmospheric air, and that air we will compress in compressor, then we will supply heat in combustion chamber, and then this air we will expand in turbine, and the same air we will pass to the atmosphere. That means heat is rejected to the atmosphere, and atmosphere pressure is constant. Therefore 4 to 1 is constant pressure heat rejection process. Now let us draw temperature versus entropy and pressure versus volume diagram for this cycle. If we draw pressure versus volume diagram, on y-axis pressure, on x-axis volume, and temperature versus entropy diagram, on y-axis temperature and on x-axis entropy. Now very first process is reversible adiabatic compression in compressor. Therefore 1 to 2, the process will be like this. 1 to 2, here it is reversible adiabatic compression. This process is reversible adiabatic compression. Therefore the equation is P v raised to gamma is equal to constant. Therefore 1 to 2, it is compressor process. Now 2 to 3, constant pressure heat supply in combustion chamber. Therefore 2 to 3, at constant pressure heat is supplied. Therefore volume increases. 2 to 3. Now 3 to 4, again reversible adiabatic expansion in turbine. Therefore 3 to 4, there will be a reversible adiabatic expansion like this. 3 to 4, P v raised to gamma is equal to constant. And 4 to 1 is constant pressure heat rejection to the surrounding. Therefore it is constant pressure heat rejection. And if I draw temperature versus entropy diagram, my dear students, reversible adiabatic means isentropic, means entropy remains constant. And for compression process, temperature increases, and for expansion process, temperature decreases. Therefore 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. Therefore from 1 to 2, entropy constant and temperature increases. Now 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat supply. Whenever heat is supplied, entropy increases as well as temperature increases. Therefore from 2 to 3, temperature as well as entropy increases at constant pressure. Now 3 to 4 is again reversible adiabatic expansion. That means temperature decreases at constant entropy. At constant entropy, temperature decreases. And 4 to 1 is again constant pressure heat rejection to the atmosphere. Constant pressure heat rejection to the atmosphere. Now this cycle, that is cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, is called ideal Brayton cycle. It is ideal Brayton cycle, or also called theoretical Brayton cycle, right? Now in this cycle, as compressor and turbine are used, therefore there will be losses in compressor as well as there will be losses in turbine, because they are mechanical devices. So definitely there will be a frictional losses in compressor as well as there will be a frictional losses in turbine. Now let us consider these losses. And my dear students, whenever there is a loss, then entropy always increases and temperature also increases, right? Means during losses and because of friction, entropy and temperature increases, that we have to consider. So let us say 1 2 dash 3 4 dash is actual Brayton cycle, is actual Brayton cycle. Now don't worry, we are going to draw the cycle. Now let us understand first. Now let us say there is a loss in compressor. So my dear students, if there is a loss in compressor because of this frictional losses, temperature at the end of compressor T2 will be more for actual cycle. Therefore we can say the T2 dash is for actual cycle and T2 is for theoretical cycle. This T2 dash will be more than T2. This point we will understand, right? Because of friction the temperature will increase, right? Again, whenever there is a loss in turbine, the temperature at the end of turbine exit or after expansion, the temperature at the end of turbine expansion T4 will be more for actual cycle as compared to theoretical cycle. Therefore here again we can say this T4 dash, that is temperature at the end of expansion for actual cycle, will be more than temperature at the end of expansion for reversible adiabatic cycle. Now we know that how to find work of compression and work of turbine for reversible adiabatic processes. In previous lectures we have seen this. Now see, for compressor, for reversible adiabatic compression, that is isentropic compression, that is we can say isentropic work of compressor, isentropic work we are going to calculate here, right? First, work of compressor isentropic, this is the isentropic means reversible adiabatic process. Now compressor is 1 to 2, therefore isentropic work of compressor is mcp T2 minus T1. This will be the isentropic work of compressor. Again, isentropic work of turbine. Turbine is 3 to 4. Therefore, work of turbine, isentropic condition, in isentropic condition, reversible adiabatic condition, work of turbine will be mcp T3 minus T4. And we know that turbine is work producing device and compressor is work consuming device. So my dear students, the work producing device will produce lesser work if there is losses, right? The work producing device will always produce less work whenever there are losses, and the work consuming device will consume more work whenever there are losses. Definitely this is a common understanding, right? Therefore we can say in actual condition, as turbine is work producing device, the actual work of turbine will be less than isentropic work, because turbine is work producing device and turbine will produce lesser work in whenever there are losses, right? This is for turbine, right? And now this compressor is work consuming device. Now the work consuming device will consume more work in actual cases, that is whenever there is friction, as compared to isentropic work. Therefore we can say the actual work consumed by the compressor is more than isentropic work, of compressor, right? Whenever there are losses, this is for compressor, this condition is for compressor, right? Simply we can say the work consuming device will consume more work whenever there are losses, and the work producing device will produce lesser work whenever there are losses, right? So let us understand this concept. Now once you understood this concept, here I am erasing this data, right? Let us find the actual efficiency of this cycle. We are moving towards the finding of actual efficiency of this cycle. Now my dear students, therefore when therefore we will be having, as compressor is not 100% efficient, we will get efficiency of compressor, right? In compressor, for compressor we can say efficiency of compressor, this is the efficiency of compressor only, right? Will be equal to, for compressor the actual work is more than isentropic work, right? If I draw temperature versus entropy diagram here, in case of temperature versus entropy diagram, see, due to losses T2 dash will be more than T2, therefore somewhere here there will be a 2 dash, right? And whenever there are losses, the T4 dash will be more than T4, therefore here the T4 dash will be somewhere here. T4 dash will be someone here, right? This will be the actual cycle. So here I can say 1, 2 dash, 3, 4 dash is actual Brayton cycle. Is actual Brayton cycle. Means here the actual compression is 1 to 2 dash. Here because of this losses, temperature at the end of compressor is increasing, and actual turbine expansion is 3 to 4 dash, and because of the losses, temperature at the end of turbine exit is increasing, that is T4 dash is more than T4, right? Now we are going to calculate efficiency of compressor. Now here for compressor, actual work is more than isentropic work, therefore efficiency is always less than 100%. Therefore efficiency of compressor will be equal to isentropic work isentropic work divided by actual work, divided by actual work for the compressor. This is the formula only for compressor. Therefore, we can say efficiency of compressor. This is the efficiency of only 1 to 2 process. 1 to 2 process. Therefore, isentropic work for the compressor is MCP, MCP T2 minus T1, because 1 to 2 is isentropic compression and actual compression is 1 to 2 dash, divided by, therefore, actual work of compression is MCP T2 dash minus T1. Therefore, efficiency of compressor is equal to, we can say, T2 minus T1, that is temperature difference in isentropic condition, divided by T2 dash minus T1, that is temperature difference in actual condition. This is the efficiency of compressor. Similarly, let us find the efficiency of turbine. So my dear students, for turbine the efficiency will be equal to, as actual work is less than isentropic work, then efficiency is always less than 100%. Therefore, efficiency of turbine will be equal to actual work of the turbine divided by isentropic work. So let us find the efficiency of turbine. Second, let us find the efficiency of turbine. Therefore, efficiency of turbine is nothing but actual work produced by the turbine, actual work produced by the turbine divided by isentropic work, isentropic work. Therefore, this efficiency of turbine will be equal to, now actual turbine is 3 to 4 dash, 3 to 4 dash. Therefore, it is MCP T3 minus T4 dash divided by, and the isentropic turbine is 3 to 4. Therefore, MCP T3 minus T4. Therefore, efficiency of turbine is equal to T3 minus T4 dash, that is actual temperature difference in the turbine divided by isentropic temperature difference, that is T3 minus T4. This will be the efficiency of turbine. Therefore, once you calculate efficiency of compressor and efficiency of turbine, let us find the efficiency of total cycle. Here, this efficiency of compressor is efficiency of 1 to 2 process only. This efficiency of turbine is efficiency of 3 to 4 process only. Now, let us find the efficiency of overall cycle. Now, here the actual cycle is 1, 2 dash, 3, 4 dash. This is the actual Brayton cycle, right? Actual Brayton cycle. So, my dear students, here various processes are: number 1, 1 to 2 dash is compressor, is compressor. Therefore, W of compressor, work of compressor, that is actual work of compressor, is equal to MCP T2 dash minus T1. This is the actual work of compressor, right? Second is 2 dash to 3. This is the second process, which is nothing but constant pressure heat supply, constant pressure heat supply, right? And for this constant pressure heat supply, heat supplied, actual heat supply is nothing but, we can say, MCP T3 minus T2 dash. This is the actual heat supplied, right? And third process, that is 3 to 4 dash, is turbine. This is the actual expansion in turbine. Therefore, the work of turbine will be equal to MCP, we can say, T3 minus T4 dash, MCP T3 minus T4 dash. Now, fourth last process is, that is 4 dash to 1. This is the actual process, which is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection. It is constant pressure heat rejection, we can say. So, my dear students, heat rejected is equal to, we can say, MCP T4 dash minus T1. This will be the heat rejected, right? These are the actual processes. Now we know that the efficiency of any cycle, efficiency actual for the Brayton cycle, is equal to efficiency of Brayton cycle actual is nothing but, we have derived already, W net divided by heat supply. and W net is nothing but net work output is nothing but we can say heat supply minus heat rejected or equal to work of turbine minus work of compressor, that already we have seen in previous lectures, right? So let us find actual efficiency of this cycle. Therefore efficiency actual is equal to W net divided by heat supply is equal to heat supply minus heat rejected, heat supply minus heat rejected divided by heat supply is equal to 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supply. So let us use this formula to find efficiency, that is efficiency is equal to 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supply. Therefore here efficiency actual for this Brayton cycle is equal to 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supply, which is equal to 1 minus heat rejected is now process 4 dash to 1, that is MCP T4 dash minus T1 divided by heat supplied is 2 dash to 3 MCP T3 minus T2 dash. Therefore MCP will get cancelled and the efficiency actual for this Brayton cycle will become equal to 1 minus in bracket T4 dash minus T1 whole divided by T3 minus T2 dash, sorry, T3 minus T2 dash. And my dear students, how to find this T4 dash and T2 dash? Now they will provide you efficiencies of compressor and turbine. Now they will provide you compressor efficiency, and compressor efficiency is nothing but T2 minus T1 divided by T2 dash minus T1, that already we have seen, and efficiency of turbine is nothing but T3 minus T4 dash, T3 minus T4 dash divided by T3 minus T4. This is the efficiency of turbine. From these formulas, from efficiency of compressor formula, we are calculating T2 dash. From efficiency of turbine formula, we are calculating T4 dash. And these temperatures we are using here to find actual efficiency of cycle, right? And my dear students, how to find T2 and T4? Here, how to find this T2 and T4? 1 to 2 is isentropic compression and 3 to 4 is also isentropic expansion. Therefore, for 1 to 2, what I am saying, for 1 to 2, that is isentropic compression and isentropic compression, we can say T2 divided by T1 is equal to P2 divided by P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, which is nothing but a pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. This from this equation we can calculate T2. And for 3 to 4, which is isentropic expansion, we can use formula T3 divided by T4 is equal to P3 divided by P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, which is nothing but again pressure ratio raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Here pressure ratio is nothing but P2 divided by P1 or T3 divided by, sorry, P2 divided by P1 is pressure ratio as well as P3 divided by P4 is the pressure ratio, right? Therefore, from these formulas, we will calculate T4, T1 and T2, whatever may be the unknown, T1, T2, T3, T4. And T4 dash and T2 dash are calculated from the efficiency of compressor and efficiency of turbine formula, and use these values here to find the final efficiency of this Brayton cycle. Now my dear students, in older days, this compressor and this turbine, that is compressor is 1 to 2 and turbine is 3 to 4, this compressor and turbine are having efficiencies very less, that is up to 60% to 70%. This is the very old data. This compressor and turbine are having efficiencies from 60% to 70%. I am telling you for 1 to 2 process or 3 to 4 process only. That is efficiency of compressor and efficiency turbine only. Because of this very less efficiency, whatever may be the work produced by the turbine is consumed by the compressor. Hence, net work available for the power generation is very less. Therefore, in older days, it is not advisable to use this Brayton cycle. But right now, means in present days, we have compressors and turbines which are having efficiency equal to 90%. Because of this, the final efficiency of Brayton cycle is improved. Hence, nowadays Brayton cycles becomes very popular. And my dear students, nowadays this Brayton cycle, we have reached the efficiency of this Brayton cycle, actual efficiency of Brayton cycle up to 27%. Right, up to 27% we have reached up to the efficiency for this total cycle. What I am saying, for total cycle, not for compressor and not for turbine. We have compressors with efficiency of 90% also, that means for process 1 to 2 only. We have turbines with efficiency of 90% also, that is for process 3 to 4 only. But we have turbines up to efficiency of 27%. Hence, and this is a very huge efficiency, my dear students. Don't think that it is very less efficiency. It is very good efficiency. Therefore, these gas turbines are become very popular nowadays. Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see how to improve this efficiency of gas turbine.